Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listings.
Hello. You want the goodies? Welcome to the goodie room.
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like, it's going to be
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
They're going to do the Mary Poppins thing. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Yeah. Well, at least I'm not a girl. Slander. Oh, bitch, you killed Kenny. You fat hoe.
He who controls the spice controls the universe. And
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, of course, bringing you that spice as always on my channel. And this, of course, is the Spice Lounge, where we have hot topics, spicy conversation, and we're generally just here to basically have a real good time, enjoying those things we love about pop culture. Having fun roasting the stuff that we don't. But in general, what you will find on this channel is just unfiltered opinions. That's pretty much it. We give it to you straight, no chaser, and hope we entertain you at the same time. So I see you folks are starting to gather in here. Good to see you. So on the way in, you know how we always kick off the show. Oh, and before I forget, we got a surprise. We got Nerd Cookies, who I like to call the consigliere of Dune lore. She is on the show today as well. I'm so excited. We are going to be talking non-spoilers about Dune, so don't freak out. No, you didn't miss anything. Dune officially opens to the public tomorrow for Thursday previews, but we got to see it at a fan event on Sunday. So, are y'all ready for the hot topics? What's smoking hot off the press to let you folks all know about? So here we go with suspect number one. The Crow. First look at photos of Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs in Lionsgate remake. First of all, I have no idea who the heck FKA Twigs is. However, I do know who Bill Skarsgård is, and I do know that they're doing a remake of The Crow, much to my chagrin. We have yet again nothing original, but they're just rebooting it with new faces. There's just either way, Bill Skarsgård, absolutely, absolutely amazing actor. I like him. So apparently, let's see here. Phil Pressman, film CEO Sam Pressman talked about the reboot in an interview last week, teasing that the film would blow audiences away. And I'm not quite sure if it's going to really blow people away. We'll see what happens, but again, take it with a grain of salt. If you're interested in seeing this, definitely drop it in the comments and let me know if you are. I have not seen the version since the one with Brandon Lee, so personally, I'm not really interested in seeing a remake, but some of you guys might be interested in seeing it. So you are now up to date with this hot topic. Next topic that we have, and of course this gave me a good laugh. Alan Ritchson reveals he lost out on the role of Thor because he didn't take the audition seriously. I was like, they'll throw me the part if I look like the guy. Nobody really cares about acting. So apparently, Alan decided to just roll in, do the audition. Hey, if I look good enough, they'll give me a card. Well, if they didn't give him the part, apparently the casting director didn't think his craft was honed well enough. But I don't know, considering the state of Marvel these days, I would say Alan Ritchson dodged a bullet, but that is just me. So what do you guys think? You think Ritchson dodged a bullet? Although I could totally see Alan Ritchson as Thor. I'm not even going to not even going to lie about that. So let's go here to our next hot topic, which, we got to have a little bit of dismal Disney as we get into this. Disney Sean Bailey to exit studios as president. Dave Greenbaum set as head of live action and 20th century. Now, Sean Bailey, we have to thank for such live action remakes as Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, The Little Mermaid, that guy. So apparently he is exiting, but he is not leaving Disney. So pay attention to the reshuffling of the deck chairs that's going on, especially in light of what's happening with the challenge from Nelson Peltz and Trian Partners to get onto the board of Disney. Sean Bailey, he got moved out of the live action, the live action ones that have pretty much been crap lately. However, he is still going to be producing Tron Ares. So I think he's just going to be hidden for a little while until the heat passes with this director vote. But don't be surprised if he pops back up onto the radar as more than just a producer of Tron Ares. So just a little prognostication. I can spell that word. I can say that word. Prognostication with what's going on. But trust me, this is not because Bob Iger found it in the goodness of his heart to get rid of Sean Bailey. No. Bob Iger's on the hot seat, and Sean Bailey is just one of the fall guys to get into this. Yes, hello, Mr. Greenbaum. Select any chair. We just rearranged them. Would you like a drink while you listen to the band as it plays on? Yes, that is pretty much the deal. Next up with Hot Topics, Naked Gun reboot lands 2025 release from Paramount. Studio also announced release dates for its Robbie Williams musical, along with Paw Patrol 3 and the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. I don't care about the Robbie Williams musical. Paw Patrol 3 is going to make money. Paw Patrol is a hot topic, hot property anyway. I would say second to Bluey. As for the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film, I didn't see the one that came out because just wasn't hanging with that. But I cannot see they're actually going to reboot The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson and Seth MacFarlane producing. I cannot see Liam Neeson as a comedic actor. So I really don't see how this would work. I could see Bill Burr in that role, but then again, why reboot something that's a classic? I mean, you cannot beat The Naked Gun. Time in a bottle. Pretty much every sequel of the Naked Gun series was good. So yet again, dang it, Hollywood. And Seth MacFarlane producing, Yeah, this sounds like a bad idea. Hollywood can't do comedy anymore. Yep, that's right. They sure as heck can't. It's just, sounds dumb. Don't do it, Paramount. And you can't recruit a comedy when no one's funny. Absolutely right. And our last hot topic, because this one just cracked me up. Final Fantasy VII Remake update covers Tifa up, and some players are unhappy. Okay, yet again, the fickle world of gaming and gaming journalists. So from what I understand, Final Fantasy VII has been out there for quite a while, but they decided to push a patch to fix some bugs, and apparently one of the bugs that they fixed was covering up Tifa's cleavage. Like, this didn't bother anybody for the years that it's been out there, and they just decide to do that. So for some of you folks out there who are saying, oh, well, she's 15 and they need to do that, it's like, that's not the point. The point of the matter is you're going back and changing things that no one asked you to, and the gamers didn't ask you to do. So you get what you freaking deserve. Yes, it is censorship. But then again, this is what sucks when you have games and, they're not 100% yours and they're pushing stuff to you. And I agree, Tifa's cleavage wasn't a bug. It was a feature. And to think I'm going to play Final Fantasy this summer. Anyway, so those are indeed the hot topics. I see 25 of you guys here in the chat. So glad you're here. Hit that thumbs up button. Let people know that the Spice Lounge is open and ready for patronage. So speaking of that, we've got Retro Nerd Girl with us. We've got Views with Hughes with us. And we, of course, are honored to have Nerd Cookies with us. How are you all doing?
Great.
Really good.
Lousy.
Glad to be here.
Oh no.
Lousy Hughes, what's going on?
I just saw the teaser trailer to Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead remake.
Oh, no.
The remakes will never end.
Yeah.
It's woke.
I can't. I don't want to see that trailer, but
I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist.
I think so. Again, remaking stuff nobody asked you to.
Now, some remakes, okay, I'm cool with it. But Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, Naked Gun with Liam Neeson in it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm just I don't want Princess Bride to be next. I just feel like some
No,
of these classics are gonna
Don't give
no.
them any ideas. Oh my gosh.
No. They would try. They would try, and they would fail. They would because they wouldn't understand why Princess Bride is amazing, just the way
It's
it
like
is.
they don't have any like enough good creative writers out there. It's just nothing but young people who
Oh,
Uh-oh.
No, oh
We
no.
got Hughes froze. Oh,
and mid-rant.
he'll catch up. Dang it. You froze mid rant. We're like,
Yeah.
I know. But like I was saying, all are easily impressionable to go ahead and
Oh no.
I'm gonna go ahead and sign out and sign back in.
okay.
Mm,
You know, StreamYards always pick somebody to mess with.
yeah.
I guess they
Yeah.
picked I guess
Oh.
I guess they picked Hughes this week. Kiss My Grit says, what? They're remaking Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Ugh, I hate modern Hollywood. Yes, I saw that right before I started the show, and I said the Naked Gun was bad enough. No, I can't. I really can't. And
Yeah.
oh, go ahead, my dear.
Oh, I'm so disappointed because it just was sort of it is a classic. I hope they don't touch Airplane either, because those are just like great comedy moments in history, and I mean, just preserve that. And why? Just name it something else. Just name it something else. It's gonna be changed anyway. You're gonna change all of the characters. You're gonna change probably the whole purpose. So why name it The Naked Gun? Just call it something else and say inspired by or adapted, something like that. I mean, I really hate the idea of these like reboots. We never do adaptations anymore. And they're much better because you're already telling the audience, hey, this is not a remake of something you love. This is going to
Hmm.
have flavors,
Yeah, it's like there's things, you kind of want to see the reimagining of. But these, nah. Ray, they better not touch Casablanca.
No. Well, it's been redone a couple of times, but it's never been named Casablanca. Oh, but there was a TV movie starring David Soul back in the 70s, which was actually kind of good. It was actually good. It was actually good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually good.
Okay.
Um,
Mr. Londell's Groovy Moodies, it's official. There are no writers left in Hollywood. I think it's that the writers in
Yeah.
Hollywood, but from I think what we talked about in our last show and Nerd Cookies, I don't know if you'd heard about this too. You probably have, where you see like the DEI checkbox sheet from Disney as an example of what they can put in their shows, what groups they need to represent. It's like creativity by committee, which does not work
Yeah,
at
I've
all.
seen the coverage of that. That's and yeah, just stifles or creativity is not the priority. That's really sad. The state of Hollywood. Hopefully there'll be some projects like Shogun and Dune that's gonna put a shot in the arm of Hollywood and see what people actually want. And I don't
Yes. Oh my
we
gosh.
don't want soulless remakes. We want passion, we want creativity. And hopefully they'll learn that lesson eventually. I don't know. They're gonna bankrupt themselves first, probably.
It's like, oh my gosh. It's like
Yeah.
they need to. It's just ridiculous. But speaking of like no talent left in Hollywood, I have to show you guys this. We talked about Madam Web last week, but apparently it's so bad. You got puppets doing reviews of this. Check this out.
Sony Pictures Madam Web. Released Valentine's Day 2024. This is a love letter indeed, but not to the superhero film or really to human movies at all. But instead, a heart-shaped Hallmark card to doing whippets and superhero jammies while surf riding a flaming bus, careening off a cliff into a low-flying prop plane filled with designer suits and hairspray. This shrooming Minecraft cart ride off the tracks stars Dakota Johnson as Cassandra Webb, Not to be confused with Madam Web from 1977, who appeared in a Hostess ad where she tried to kidnap Spider-Man because she was in love with him, only to be bribed into surrender with a Twinkie. Also not to be confused with the Madam Web that former Spider-Woman, Julia Carpenter, previously Cornwall, would later become in her place, even though Sydney Sweeney's character is Julia Cornwall, not yet Carpenter, not yet Spider-Woman in this film. Just in case you were confused, it's fine. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. Because none of it is canon in Sony's movie, because fuck you, that's why. Cassandra is having a hard time as a paramedic whose best pal is Ben Parker, a.k.a. Uncle Ben, a.k.a. Ben Wyatt from Parks and Rec, and they both know Mike Epps and frequent his patio grillhouse. Cassandra has a near-death experience which unlocks her ability to see and be in multiple dimensions, the strands of time coming together, a web, if you will. And you should, because that's as deep as it gets.
Madam Web was such a
That's
darn
awesome.
waste of time. Such a waste of time. I saw that and I just cracked up.
Oh man. You saw it. That's great. You brave soul. You brave soul.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The coverage of it has been the most entertaining for me.
Hasn't it though?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a movie that when I see it, I'm going to have a really good time with it. Because I love bad movies notoriously. And so I always seem to have a good time with them.
This one, oh Lord. Oh man. I'm like, it's like I said before, at least with Morbius, it was so bad it was good. Madam Web, oh Lord, I can't find anything about that. My goodness. Well, first of all,
kind of feel sorry for him a little bit, just a little bit.
I feel bad for Dakota Johnson and especially Sydney Sweeney because she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, just say it's like, you know what? Hey, I needed an acting job. They paid me. End of story.
Yeah, so many think that it's just enough. Oh, we have female characters, so aren't you happy? Like to the female audience. No, we
No.
want good writing, and
Yeah.
if there's just happens to be a woman, great. We want well-written female characters, but
And
that requires work.
It's
I
not only
just-
that. Go ahead.
No, you go first, and I'll have.
Well, I was going to say that the thing is that's not the only problem, but it's also the fact that they were marketing it to the wrong audience and everything. See, you have a character from intellectual property that majority men and some women out there really loved and stuff. Vis-a-vis Madam Web, who was a small minor character from the Spider-Man series and everything. And next thing you know, they decided to go ahead and turn into a superhero movie and try to market out to the audience that doesn't really enjoy comic book superhero movies and
Listen to
everything.
this guy. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
all like
absolutely.
Spider-Man. Just give us Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Give us
Exactly.
the Amazing Spider-Man with 3 with Andrew Garfield. Give us the Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire. That's what the people want, men and women. That's what they want, but they don't. They're gonna give us a non-Spider-Man Spider-Man movie. That's not.
And
Even
There's also rumors.
normies. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I ain't mean to cut you up on your show.
No
Go
worries.
ahead.
No worries. No, I was gonna say even normies are like, why are you gonna sell me a Spider-Man movie and Spider-Man's not in it?
yeah.
I can't believe there's 3 Venom movies with no Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But Venom's like one of the most, known, I guess, of that. But
Yeah, I did like Venom. No, I
are we
mean
gonna
it's
see
not.
Spider-Man eventually?
I know. Can you name them? They couldn't even. Yeah, I'm gonna spoil this. They couldn't even say that the baby's name was Peter.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm like, are you gonna drop the name? No, they didn't. Nah.
I think one of the biggest problems with with this movie in particular, just like Views were saying, it was definitely trying to get the female audience on top of already their male audience. You can't have your cake and eat it too, unfortunately, in this case. You have to concentrate on your fan base. But also, there was nothing in the trailer or the posters or any of the materials to make a woman say, "Oh my God, I gotta go see it." Like, because there was just nothing. There was just like it just looked like people posing with costumes, and they weren't even represented in the film as far as what all the reviews were saying. This wasn't even a superhero film for women because there weren't even any superheroes in the film.
No,
So
I was.
what are you doing?
I'm like, where are they all going to congregate, start kicking this dude's ass? That's what I was waiting for, and it was a dream sequence. Where
About
was
the
his
future?
father? His father was on business, conveniently. Who are we
Ladies,
seeing?
you recognize him? I
The
think I
name's
just
not
got.
coming to me.
I think I just got word that he just passed away.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Take a closer look. He's big. He was a big comedian in the '80s and everything, and
He-
the '90s too.
Is he
Yeah.
from Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Aw.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Gosh, remind me his Richard Lewis. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
he seems like
No
he would be fit,
way!
right.
Oh
Aw.
Nerdist
man!
just posted on X RIP.
Mm,
Oh, that's
Okay.
sad. Cause he was. Oh my gosh, he was so
it's
funny.
hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved his deadpan humor. Oh my gosh, that's another one. That's another one that hurts. Oh, but what does not hurt is the fact that there are 33 of you folks in here. We're gonna get started with the meat of the show.
Make it
Coming
35.
to us from the Washington Compost. That's what I call in the Washington Compost. But Dune Part 2 is 166 minutes of brilliant casting and sand. Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya, and an unrecognizable Austin Butler. Yes, that is not an understatement. Star in the latest installment of Frank Herbert's sci-fi saga. Now, I saw this on Sunday, as did Nerd Cookies see this on Sunday as well. There was a fan event. You got to see it in IMAX. I had my poster. I put it over there someplace else. But got to see this. Got to see this on Sunday. And no, we're not doing spoilers, folks. We're not doing spoilers. So you're good. You're good. I want to say I did not look at my watch the entire time when I saw this film, just to kind of catch folks up a little bit. As for myself, I love David Lynch's version of Dune. When I saw it as a kid, the first thing I did after I saw it was I went to the not the bookstore, the library, school library. They happen to have Frank Herbert's Dune, like the first 3 books. So I checked out the first one, read that, took it back, got the next one, read it, got the next one, read it, and I absolutely loved the books. But the movie, compared to the books, the movie was extremely compact. So I could tell that there were a lot of things that were missing. With Dune Part 1, it was okay. I mean, I really, the only problem that I had with the first movie is that Hans Zimmer seemed to have phoned in the soundtrack. I wasn't too happy with it. With Dune Part 2, all I did was get sucked into the story. The soundtrack is banging. I am actually planning to buy it. It is that good. And for
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I
I
thought
think it's
it was
better.
I thought it was just me with Hans Zimmer. I'm like, the first one, I'm like, dude, really? That's not
He
so
was
good.
trying to
But
go
with
for
this one,
he was trying to go with the industrial sound and everything, trying to introduce it, make it a little more mainstream and stuff. But not a lot of people was receptive to it.
mm-mm,
I think some of
no.
the sound mixing, like some of it would, of the sound and score would kind of drown out some words occasionally, and that's when I had the biggest issue with it. But it was very strange and otherworldly, and that still is the same with Doom Part 2. It's just more, I guess, pleasing to
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
listen to.
yeah.
I kind of love the music in the first one. Well, some of it was unique, And so I guess that was the part that I really liked, the strangeness of it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah, I'm excited.
With
It's
that
just
My
strangeness and otherworldly feel that still is there definitely.
my only disappointment with Dune is the fact is the marketing. Think back to like 2020 and everything when they released the trailer and stuff. They just
Mm-hmm.
said Dune, but right when you go ahead and see it in theaters, you get hit with the Dune Part One. I'm in the movie theater sitting there like, wait, what?
Mm.
Part One? That's not what they said in the trailers. That's not what they said in the tablet, in the trades and all of that. It just said Dune. It's Dune Part One. And then I also realized, oh no, they're just gonna drag this out. They're just gonna drag it out. So it's nothing more than 3 hours of dragged out stuff. My wife's falling asleep beside me in the theater, mind you, because I took her. She was all excited to see it, but she was disappointed. And now she's like, she don't want to see this Doom Part 2 and everything. But I told her that the early fan reactions and everything, like they really love it. So I'm gonna see it this Saturday, of course. And now I'm that's one big move I'm looking forward to. I just got to figure out which time. Hopefully the theater opens up early enough for me to go ahead and see it and be the first one there lined up.
I definitely think it moves and it's more action throughout the entire movie. The pacing is like moves pretty quickly after a certain point. So I think that if audiences felt like the first one was a little slow, I think they'll be much more pleased with this new one. It's very action heavy. And there's lots of drama. There's lots of, I mean, like action drama. There's a lot of tension building and a lot of,
Yeah.
especially with the Harkonnen stuff. It's just awesome in this movie. There wasn't that much Harkonnens in the first one, so you're
Mhm.
definitely going to get that dose of it. It's awesome. What they
Well,
did with
Can't
the
wait.
Harkonnens in this.
well,
So
I'm a rush to the concession stand before as soon as I get in the theaters, restroom, concession stand, then butt in the seat.
Oh, I
Yes.
can't wait
ski
to see it.
first.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
that,
Don't
in
forget
that,
to visit the restroom first.
yes, definitely do that because if you have to leave, you're going to be pretty annoyed. If you have, if you have to leave and go, but I agree with Hughes about the first movie. At first I thought it was just one movie, and they said that it was part one. And if you haven't read the books, and this was just me, you could tell that they were pulling more from the books to do world building in that first movie. So for some people who, I won't say short attention spans, but if they're not really patient with world building, it's kind of like, why am I here? I'm kind of bored. With the second one, the intrigue starts right away. Nerd cookies, like you were saying, the action starts off right away, and the pacing.
Yeah.
And there's some parts will slow down for exposition,
Yeah.
but this movie does an excellent job of what Hollywood needs to do more of, and that is show us, don't tell us, unless there's a specific reason that you need to tell us.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I even though I said that it was like for slow and dried out part one, I still liked it. I
Mhm.
still liked it. Good elements to it and stuff. They just didn't have to drag it out, especially towards the ending. And I said
Yeah.
the ending, which is actually the middle. But other
Dude,
than
I'm
that,
with you.
if it's like if y'all are saying these good things and stuff, getting it all hyped up and stuff, you know what? I'm hyped with you. Okay. And I just looked in the Regal Cinemas app and everything. The first showing is at 11. Let me make sure if that's RPX or not. Let me make sure.
Definitely see it in RPX. My
Yeah.
showing was sold out.
Dang it! 2 p.m.
Oh no.
But
Yeah,
yeah, it was.
it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy when it hits worldwide.
I can't
Yeah,
wait.
it was filled up when I got my tickets. I didn't have the best seats. Also, it was pretty close, so I felt like I was really in the
I'm always
racket.
Were you in?
I'm
I
always
was in
sensitive.
I was in the second row, and I didn't care.
It wasn't that bad. Initially I thought like my neck would be like straining, but no, I was
Yeah.
comfortable. But I was there. I was in it. and I felt you feel it in IMAX. It's just you're immediately immersed.
Oh
And
gosh,
I
that's
feel
gonna
like
be
this
great.
is going to be, it's very friendly to general audiences. I think Villeneuve really strove to make this dense mythology accessible to everyone. And yeah, there's more of that. There's definitely more world building in the first film as opposed to this one. It's very like we're getting to the just the meat of the story. So if you're a Dune fan, if you've read the books, you'll probably be disappointed
Yeah.
in some
Oh,
things that have
oh
been
no.
streamlined and taken out, and to just keep the main story and main journey of the Harkonnens and Atreides and Paul Atreides in particular. There's a lot of things that have been left out or streamlined or altered in a way. But I think general audiences will like it, but I think Dune fans might take issue with some things. But the core themes are there, so I would say that if you're the Harkonnens are great, Paul Atreides is great, and his journey is what's most important. And I think they get that crux, the main theme that Frank Herbert was trying to
Mhm.
convey in his story. So there is that you can and just kind
Yeah.
of it's a new format, it's a visual format, and it's Denis Villeneuve's interpretation on top of that. So
Oh, that's
it's
so
definitely a
awesome.
must-see movie. This is why we go to the theaters and why we get excited. It's definitely a moment in cinematic history for sure.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm so happy because I'm so tired. I usually I'm a big fan of movies and even the bad ones. And
Mhm.
I it just makes me so happy that a lot of people are actually feeling like they're served by this movie and they feel like they're, like, oh, finally we've got a great movie. And I'm like, yes, finally they did it. They came up with a good movie for everybody to love. I mean, usually I grew up in an era and maybe all of us did in an era where movies were a big event. Like they actually changed your life
Mhm.
or they felt like they did. And so I think this is one of those types of movies that could do that, and I see the
Mhm.
potential. I never in my wildest dreams thought it would be Dune because I too love the movie in 1984.
Mhm.
When I first saw it, I was like, "What am I looking at? This is incredible! What is this world?" And ever since then, I mean, I've seen it hundreds of times. I've read the books. It inspired me to read the book, and I read the first Dune book. Like I read that, and then after I was done, finished reading it, I started it all over again. And so I just wanted to read the book. Little did I know that once I started to read the other books, I was gonna love those too.
Mhm.
And it's just been sort of like, you know waiting for this opportunity to see it being played out really beautifully on screen. And I'm in my opinion, the first Dune that Villeneuve has put out was I thought was like the most beautiful I think I could have ever seen that be translated on screen for today's audience without it being completely dominated by CGI. And it's just
Mhm.
like, and whether it is CGI or not, it doesn't look like it is. And so that was something that I really enjoyed about that, and how everything looks so realistic. I wanted more. I wanted a lot more from that movie.
Mhm.
There just wasn't enough. It was like tasting a delicious luxury dessert and not getting the rest of it. It's like, okay, you just get one lick and then
Mhm.
someone takes the plate away. And so I can't wait to see this second installment of all the things that I kind of have been looking at the first Dune, like, okay, I wonder more about these
Mhm.
people here and this group here, and we just didn't get it. So I wanted to. I hope that this really serves it, and especially in my eyes, I'm really easy to please on this one. It looks like it's going to be amazing.
It really is, and I get exactly where Nerd Cookies is coming from when it comes to the books, because as someone who's read the books, it's been a while, But even watching part 2, I can see parts that they skipped, parts that they kind of tried to distill to like the common denominator, or things that they did to tell the story through a visual medium, because there are things that you cannot capture in a visual medium that are in books, especially with a lot of the narration that that goes on. But as someone who's like, hey, do I want to go to a movie and be entertained and be swept up in it, this is definitely it. I want to say, and I'm not overstating this is kind of like how I feel about it, watching the film gave me the same feeling that Revenge of the Sith and The Empire Strikes Back did. When you get sucked into this just sweeping saga, you're caught up with what's on screen, especially the cinematography with what's going on. When they zero in on the sand, and not only do you see the sand, but you see the spice in the sand and what that looks like. It's again, it's just otherworldly. So you get caught up in this. There are real stakes. You've got a hero who's on this journey who does not do everything right. There's conflict that's in it, and it's just the kind of honesty that we used to get from film. So it's like, no, is it a completely faithful adaptation of the book? Nah, because if you read the book, you're going to be ticking off
No.
boxes in your head about, no, that's not how that worked. No, that's not how that happened. But
Yeah.
But
overall, it's a good sit through. I feel that you do not waste your money if you see this in IMAX, especially when Shai Hulud makes an appearance.
Oh yeah. I'm excited to see it again. Actually, it really does bear repeat viewings. There's things I'm struggling to remember, like details and lines of dialogue I'm struggling to remember. There's just so much. And I had those weight of expectations going in the first time, like what,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know what to expect. And I just have this all book knowledge and what Denis Villeneuve stated. So I had all of those things in my head, and I tried my best to filter it out and just enjoy it for what it was, but it was really hard. So
what was
I'm
the
gonna
name
see
of?
it tomorrow, but
I was gonna say, what was the name of the character played by Josh Brolin?
Gurney
Gurney
Halleck.
Halleck, which threw me
Yeah.
off because in the first movie it was Jason Momoa, and I was kind of annoyed that he was not going to reprise that role in part 2. But Josh
Jo-
Brolin, he did a good job.
Wait, who did Josh Brolin play?
Josh Brolin also was Thanos.
Well, I know that. Y'all
Oh,
forget I watched the Goonies, so yeah, I know who Josh Brolin is.
no, he was in
He
the
was
first
the
one too.
older warrior, who
Yeah.
trained
Yeah,
Paul.
I saw he made a return in there, and Elaine, his character and stuff, you did a great job explaining it and everything. I can't wait to see his battle against the character played by Batista and stuff, because they stated in the book and stuff that it was an interesting battle, but knowing it's a movie and stuff, I'm curious to see how that's going to play out.
Well,
Well, I'm curious to see how general audiences, accept this movie. I'm really excited. It is definitely very action heavy, and I think you'll be.
mhm.
Well, I don't want to presume. I don't know. It's your own opinion, but I think you'll be pleased.
I know I talked about this in my review, and I think it was in my spoiler portion of the review. So I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say it's that confrontation between Gurney and Beast. I can't wait to hear what some other people's opinions are of
For
it.
spoiler talk, though, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I'm just-
I'm really
I'm-
excited to talk about it without. I have
Yeah.
a spoiler review, but
If you start talking about spoilers, I'm leaving.
Nah. Oh no. That's what's it? No spoilers. No spoiler reactions. No spoilers. It's just
There's
I'd
just
like
so
to
much to
I'd like to
talk
hear what
about.
other people think about that.
Yeah, there's just so much to talk about. Even I think with normies, I think we'll really want to digest it. It's even which is funny, even with this kind of condensed version,
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot there. And I hope that, but still a lot of mystery. So I really hope that this will inspire a whole new generation to read the
Mhm.
books and delve into all of
Oh,
this
yeah.
strange universe. It's because there's so much to it, and
There's
that is
so
truly fascinating. And and very relevant to our day, I would say.
Very
in
much
a lot of things.
so. One of the things that I really like that they spent time doing was talking about the Fremen and the culture of the Fremen. That's probably one of my favorite things about the
Oh,
Dune
good.
novels, where they talk about, like their culture, their history, everything.
Yes, because in
So,
the book they do take some time to really talk to you about that. And
right.
I remember in the 1984 movie, it was more they went right into like that,
Yeah.
and it didn't really like expand upon that. So they do go into the culture
Mhm.
of the feminine. Oh, awesome! Good, 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 good.
Yeah, they do go into the culture, and I really like that they did that, which brings me to another point, and this is where I really want to hear Nerd Cookie's opinion on this. I want to say about a couple of weeks before the movie came out, there were articles on the internet, basically, we'll say paraphrasing what Denis Villeneuve had said about the film, in that the film was going to have a big focus on Chani, Zendaya's character, of basically filming it through her eyes, so to speak. And I'm glad Nerd Cookies kind of corrected me on that, because I'm like, I hope this isn't what I think it is. And then when she told me, I'm like, okay, I think it's something else. And in a good way, yes, it was a something else that I thought. But I'm going to let Nerd Cookies talk about that.
Yeah, it was like a meme that was going around. Someone just took an image and kind of, yeah, uh, twisted Villeneuve's words, and English is not his first language anyways. He's French Canadian, and if you listen to his interviews, he has a very unique way of expressing himself. And of course,
Hmm.
but he's speaking in English, so it's not how we would how we would express ourselves in the same language. So once you listen to him speak, you kind of get what he's saying. But if you take it out of context, which is what many have, they did this in the past, like in 2 years ago, there was
Hmm.
this rumor that, well, it was Villeneuve was saying that Chani was going to be seen more in part two, which is true. And then there was the rumor emerging that she was basically going to be replacing Paul as the main character, and that recently resurfaced through this right before the movie was going to come out,
Hmm.
because the way he expressed himself, I don't know if we want to read the actual quote, but he was saying that there's a transformation in the main character, and Shani is the reflection of that, and there's a change in the main character, I think is what it was.
Hmm.
And people took that to mean he's changing who the main character is. But what he meant was that the main character, who is Paul, goes through this transformation, and Shani is like the reflection of that. We see her reaction to the transformation that is going on. So I can see how people might misconstrue that easily, but yeah, if you just think about it, the main character is Paul. There is no doubt. There is no doubt, and we both seen the movie, so we know how it plays out. He is the main character, and yeah, but Chani has been altered, but not in the way that people were, trying to make it out to be, that she was going to replace him in importance.
You think they were
Right.
trying to do this to get more women to come see the movie or something?
I think it's just mainstream media's classic
Clickbait.
clickbait stuff, and articles like that get a lot of clicks because
Yes.
they incite reactions. So
Yeah.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
yes to me. So yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean
they
that's all they do and everything. I mean, they gotta do
I mean,
anything to
she's
go
not the
ahead.
only character that's been changed, like altered, but
Mhm.
Mhm.
the female characters will get more press. So that's why
Mhm.
they're
Mhm.
trying to do
Yeah,
that.
I
they
won't deny.
will, because one of the things, and I always like to tell people this, which is why I was glad Nerd Cookies chimed in, because people will put these sound bites out there, and Elaine, you're exactly right about English is not his first language. French is not my first language; it's my second language, too, that I kind of know semi-fluently. So I kind of had an idea what he was talking about, and then when I saw the film, because I was like, is it one of those things where you know how some stories, while there's a main character, the story is being told about the main character in reflection of the secondary characters that are in the film? That's what happens in this film.
Mhm. Mhm.
You see how Chani reacts to how Paul evolves. You know, she's basically what he sees, she's pretty much bouncing it off and putting it, back on him. So that's how it was portrayed in the film. There was nothing quote unquote woke about that. Actually, a very, very useful way of storytelling, especially visual storytelling, when Paul would go through certain things and you would see Shawnee's expression or what she would say to him, or even what Stilgar would say to him or react to him. So I thought
And
that was really cool the way he did that.
now, I wanted to say something about that because that really brings to mind the 1984 movie, and where a lot of people could not connect to the moments where Paul was going through his transformation. And David Lynch used symbolism, and he used pictures and flashing moments. He did like different montages and things to try to convey this.
Mhm.
And so this is very interesting that Villeneuve is using the characters to kind of convey it in that way. So I'm actually like, I'm like, actually, that could be a very big improvement in the storytelling from the first movie, the original movie. But that how do you describe someone's change without actually without doing some sort of artistic montage, and that would be a good way to have the actual characters go through that. And I think based on just like future knowledge of other books, Paul's situation changes, and so I think that might be where he's thinking ahead of time to kind of plan out some of what he might be doing in 3 if he gets the chance.
Mm.
Yeah, well, he better.
Yeah, yeah.
He
'Cause
better see Dune
we
3.
want 3. Yeah, we want 3. I'm like, I really would. I don't know if it's possible if they could do Emperor God Dune, but that's my dream in life
Ooh.
is to have that movie.
Or Children of Dune, at least. I mean, like, at least lead
Yes.
it
Yes,
up to that
yes, yes.
and
I mean,
complete
we'll
the
have to.
actual trilogy, which is,
Mhm.
it goes to Children of Dune.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I definitely think God Emperor should probably be a series. I don't know if mainstream audiences would
Ooh.
be there, box
Yeah, I
office
know.
audiences already.
I would love for someone just to try to stuff it into one movie, just so I could just witness the insanity. I want to see it.
I would say that if part 3, and I believe Denis Villeneuve was quoted as saying he's not really in a rush to get
I
part
love
3
that.
done, if it's done with the same kind of care and attention to detail as the second one, I think it'll go off, very, very well. Again, this film was close to 3 hours. I didn't check my watch once. And if I did, well, I did check it like one time just to see. It's like, is it really almost about to be over? No, 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 no. It can't. It can't be over. But for 3 hours, literally, you are swept up in this whole thing, especially the Harkonnens. Oh my gosh. Then they went to Giddy Prime.
Hold
Giddy
up.
Yeah.
Prime. I can't
Ho-
wait to
hold
see
up.
that.
Hold up. Did you say part 3?
Part
Yes.
3, Denis Villeneuve is thinking about it, has not been written yet.
So he wants to
Yes.
do it's his dream to do the sequel novel also, which is Dune Messiah. But the parts 1 and part 2, that is just the first novel. That's just
Yeah.
Dune, the story of Dune.
Yeah.
So, but he also wants to do I don't know if we're gonna call it Dune 3, but I think Dune 3 would be because
Yeah.
he's definitely gonna have to make some changes, and I'm not
Mhm.
entirely sure with the timeline if it's gonna be entirely faithful to Dune Messiah, but they'll probably call it Dune Messiah. I don't know. But yeah, that's his dream. But that's gonna be a
Yep.
ways off anyways,
Yep.
at least a few years.
I think he should take a he should take a break. But folks, I have to say, seeing Dune Part 2 is definitely not a waste of money. I enjoyed watching it. People were clapping wildly after
Oh,
this
that's
film. People were
amazing.
hanging around to see if there was a post-credit scene. I mean, people did not want to go just
I had to use
anywhere.
the restroom. I didn't wait.
I can't believe they're dragging this out again.
Yeah.
They're going out. It's like The Hobbit all over again.
Oh, that
Well,
was a
The Hobbit
mistake.
was one novel with
Yeah.
3 movies. This is one novel, and it is pretty dense, so I can see why he split it in 2, but this is technically just 2 parts of 1 book, so
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically, the next movie will be the next a sequel to the sequel book and stuff to the
Yeah,
Dune
yeah.
book.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is a
There's a
Gotcha.
whole new
Okay.
book.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
there's a
why I got lost. And my
yeah,
bad.
And
My bad.
it's a much
of
shorter book
books.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
No,
Big
no.
I think it was the smartest idea to separate Dune into 2 pieces because it's just really, and he didn't get everything in there. There's still a lot that he was missing from the first part that I was like, oh well,
Mhm.
I guess he's gonna cover it in the second part. But I mean, from it sounds like there's still room to add more stuff that was in the book because there's a lot in the book
It's a
and
ton.
not in there. It's not gonna ever get to be filmed because there's just so much of it. Um,
And every book is just
Incredible.
huge. And it's huge. And it's absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, we're gonna lose views with Hughes. Glad you were here to hang with us, dude. What do you have going on? Dropping on your channel. Let the folks know about.
Well, I did just upload a video to get people prepared for the upcoming shareholders vote with.
All right. Unfortunately, Hughes froze again, but
Yeah,
I
my
can
bad.
tell the people what it is.
I'm
Well,
back.
he's got. Oh, go ahead. You're back.
Yeah, so go check the video on my channel to help you get ready for the shareholders vote and all of that. If you're a shareholder vote, so that way you can remember what you're voting on. Okay, we're all counting on you, by the way, to make the right decision.
All right.
Yeah,
I already
and
voted my blue cards. I voted which I forget who we called blue. I know green we said was Gamora. At least we did on my channel anyway.
Was Blue Yondu or something?
I think it was. Yeah. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Because we kept saying, the Mary Poppins y'all card. The blue
Mary
one
Poppins,
or the
y'all.
green one, but not the white one.
All right. But yeah, go ahead, check out the video, subscribe to my channel, click the bell notification so that way we notify the future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.
All right. See you later,
Yeah.
Hughes. And so good seeing you guys here. We're going to move on to our next one, which is again based on a book. Now, your girl, yet again, I love TV. So when I saw the miniseries Shogun, I was so wrapped up in the story that I went to the school library, checked the book out. I'm like, this is a big book. And the librarian's like, this is kind of an advanced read for fourth graders. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to read this book. I'm going to read this book.
Oh, I
I
love that.
brought that home and I think it took me about a month to read it, because you know how books are good and you read a part and then you have to go back and read parts again because they're so cool. Shogun made me go back and read
Wow.
that book, and I loved it, and I loved the series. So the fact that this new, again, miniseries based on the novel, I think it's the daughter of James Clavell who helped with this, is now on Hulu. So the first 2 episodes are on Hulu. And all I can say is it's again yet another stellar piece
Oh,
of
wonderful.
storytelling. I mean, getting wrapped up in the intrigue of this, the politics of all the fiefdoms that are going on. 'Cause in a nutshell, you had the one shogun who died, and apparently because his heir is not ready to take the throne because he's so young, he basically has all the other daimyos, hey, you basically have to form this coalition government until my son is of age. Well, we all know that's not going to end well, is it? And on top of that, you've got Portuguese missionaries, Jesuits, who have a secret base in Macau with Japanese mercenaries that
Oh,
these folks do not know about. And in the middle of all of that is an English privateer. That's the private term for it, privateer, who is thrown into this intrigue where he does not know the language at all. And he has to learn how to survive. The original in the 80s was absolutely freaking amazing. But this one, considering that it's being produced by Hiroyuki Sanada, is off the chain. Absolutely.
oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but it looks beautiful. All the images that I've seen look uh amazing. Very
Yeah.
intricate and detailed, and yeah, so I'm glad there's something good.
Yeah, right?
Another dense kind of story and a rich story people can dive into. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I do remember seeing the TV series. I don't remember it very much. It was a long time ago. But I remember everybody just loved the lead actor, Richard Chamberlain, and anything he was in. All all the housewives would just go, "Wow!" So everybody, it was like a huge event. It was a huge event. I didn't get into it, but yeah, I'm so happy that it is doing well and people are liking it because I'm really hopeful. Like I'm so tired of hearing the story of something like sucks or it's not good. I'm like, come on, we need some good stuff out there, and this is just so great. I'm just glad we're getting good content right now.
Yeah, it is. It is really good, and especially from the first two, not the 80s epic level yet. That remains to
Oh,
be seen with the remaining episodes, but just the pacing is great. And some people may take issue with all the subtitles, but I would say that considering how many people watch anime and foreign titles with subtitles, I'm very comfortable with just the subtitles and listening to what's being spoken in Japanese because you have to be put in that same atmosphere
mhm.
that the protagonist is where you don't know the language. So you have to listen and look at the subtitles and how people interact with each other and all of that. And in addition, another thing that makes this show so amazing is the costume design.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah.
I love costumes.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Every image I've seen is just so incredibly just detailed, intricate. Yeah, and this one right here, very delicate and very pretty.
Oh, yeah.
It is just gorgeous. I mean, you just get immersed in 'cause that's the magic about a lot of these period dramas
Mhm.
is making you feel as if you're truly, there. The detail in the costume,
Yeah, that's a
design.
huge part of it. And you think about like Barbie and also and Dune as well. The costumes are just it's such a big part of your immersion
Mhm.
and to be in this other world. So yeah, it's it's a very important part. Definitely
Okay.
Oscar worthy or Grammy worthy. I don't know for television. Yeah.
Now I remember, and the first, the original movie or a miniseries. Did they not use any? If I'm memory serves me correct, they did not use any subtitles, did they? Like they were just people were just speaking, and
No,
and they didn't put any subtitles, right?
no, I think it was mostly, if there were subtitles, it was very few. My memory's a little fuzzy, but I
Yeah.
think it was predominantly in English, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But with this one, when they're talking, it's like they purposely have more of the Japanese language spoken with the subtitles, and I believe that was something that Hiroyuki Sanada pushed for.
Mm,
One of the things that he wanted to have was an accurate representation of Japanese culture in Hollywood. Now we've seen
nice.
movies. We've seen like Japanese movies, Korean movies, Asian cinema. We've seen that from the source, so we
Mhm.
know, what we're getting is authentic. But Hollywood likes to put things through a certain lens.
Mhm.
And they kind of did that somewhat with Shogun, but with that version of Shogun, but with this one,
Okay.
you can definitely tell that the vibe is different. Like for example, there's a scene where the English privateer, I'm forgetting John Blackthorne? Was his name Black? I think it was Blackthorne, where he goes to see the one of the daimyos, and there is a Portuguese Jesuit priest who is there as a translator because he speaks Japanese and he speaks Portuguese. So there is this scene where the daimyo is speaking in Japanese. The Portuguese Jesuit priest is translating into English. And then the English pilot, well, that's what they call him, Anjin, the pirate, he's saying in English and it's getting translated back. So you hear that for about a minute, and then all of a sudden it starts to blend, where you see the subtitles coming from the daimyo and English coming from the pilot. It's very subtle, but it
Oh,
makes
nice.
sense, and
Yeah.
I would say that that is definitely a huge strength of this film, because the performances, you can feel the words of what's going on. It's kind of like the difference that I tell people
Mm.
between watching the dub
Of
and
course.
watching the
Yeah.
subtitle versions of anime. Even though they're subtitled, you can still get the gist of what's going on
Yeah.
with
Just
the
the
performances.
tone, and each actor brings its own creativity to a performance, and you want that. You want to experience that as a viewer instead of somebody in a studio uh that's just that's just repeating the line. I mean, they could act it out, but I think
Mhm.
in the original language you always get that there's something special about that. There's, there's always something special about that. So yeah. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
It's so cool. I mean, again, only 2 episodes so far, but what I will say is that it's a wonderful, immersive watch. The world building, the intrigue, the stakes. It is historically accurate. It is actually based on real events that that happened. You'll even get to hear about the fact that this English pilot, I mean, he was on a Dutch vessel, but he actually stole the information about how to get through the Straits of Magellan from the Portuguese. That was a real thing. You had to know how to navigate through there, or else, graveyard of ships. But he managed to do it. And Joey Johnson said it was cool how they made you feel like you were understanding him and seeing the reaction on his face said enough. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you, this is a watch that's worth your time. The first 2 episodes are available on Hulu/FX right now, and there's going to be It's a 10 episode series, and there's going to be an episode dropped, I think, every Tuesday
Mhm.
for about the next 8 weeks. So I would definitely
Cool.
say this is a good watch. I mean, there's so much stuff where people are like, oh, it sucks, it's whatever. But no, this is a good one. This is a watch that is worth your time. I've watched both episodes twice now.
Awesome. Well,
And
I'm definitely
it's
checking it out.
Yeah, me too.
yeah, highly recommend.
I might rewatch the original first too. Why not?
You know what? That's another thing that I thought about doing. And some of you also said the same thing. Like see it
The
first.
original first.
Yeah.
that sounds
Yeah.
like it might be fun.
The original is the gold standard. Absolutely. Elisa 1225. I love the Shogun books. I did too.
I had no idea that they were books, so that's another thing I learned today.
Yes, there were books, and how I learned about the books is in the credits. It said based on a novel
Oh.
by James Clavell. So my parents didn't really have the money to go and buy books like that from like the bookstore or whatever. So I just went to the library and they had them there because we had a really well-funded library where I lived, and they had these books. So I was like, okay, I'll check it out and take it home. The poor book weighed down my book bag so bad.
Oh man.
But I loved it. I absolutely loved reading it. And one of the best pieces of advice that I got from an English teacher, he's like, okay, if you see a film that's based on a book, go see the film, but go read the book too, and notice the difference between the two. So yeah, watch the full series. Do not watch the condensed version. Battle Hymn 63 is absolutely right. You have to watch the entire miniseries to get that. You really, really do. Hey, Angelina, I did not like the Madam Web movie, and I've got a whole review of it on my channel. So go over there and check it out. All right, with 35 folks of you guys still in here with us, we're going to get to our last topic of the show. We've got Retro Nerd Girl here with us and our special guest Nerd Cookies.
Yay.
The last one, this was an interesting watch. Netflix Top 10, Avatar: The Last Airbender opens in first place with 21.2 million views, up 15% from One Piece live action debut. Now, I saw bits and pieces of the cartoon on Nickelodeon, but what I did see was pretty good. My nephews, they loved watching the Nicktoons for Avatar: The Last Airbender. They didn't miss an episode. They were just like intrigued and wanted to watch it. I refused to watch the M. Night Shyamalan movie. I heard it was so bad. People were telling me, they're just like, no, just don't watch it. Just like, no. But with the Netflix series, and I did watch all 8 episodes.
Ooh.
It's not a bad watch. I mean, some of the dialogue is kind of stilted in the beginning. Some of it seems a bit simplistic in the beginning, but I would say for their target audience, which is probably like tweens and teens and early 20s, it would work. It's something that you can let your kids watch. It's got a lot of good lessons in it, especially about teamwork, about friendship, about holding grudges. Fathers living
really
up to, it's actually it's not a bad watch. And especially since Daniel Day Kim is in it.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about the casting. I haven't kept up with the news on this, but yeah, anytime I hear live action remake of a beloved anime, I cringe. But One Piece surprised me, and that's the only reason why I had some hope for this Avatar series. I did watch it when it came out. I love the cartoon, but I haven't watched the cartoon in a long time. It's been a while. But I loved it. I loved the animation and hoped that they would get it right the second time for that.
Yeah, it's not. I was like,
I
it's
haven't
not.
watched
It's
it
like
yet though. I don't know.
yeah, it's not bad. It's like if I had to give it, a score out of 10, I give it a 7 out of 10. You can let your kids watch it because some people are just like, is this? I hate using the term woke, but is it activist entertainment? Is it this? Is it that? And it's just like, no, not really. There's some parts. I think someone said that Cora's brother was being sexist. I'm like, no, he was being an older brother, and a lot of older brothers are jerks. That's just
Yes.
kind of how,
With-
that's just kind of how it is, and that's how I saw it. There's another part of, I forget which episode it is, but when Cora is basically told because she's a woman, she's not allowed to fight. And that's because the women have a certain role to play in that particular tribe. And some people might say, oh, well, that's, woke or whatever. That's true in a lot of cultures. So you really can't knock that. But what happens from that, I think, is an extremely, extremely good lesson. So again, cool to watch. The special effects were pretty cool. I like those. It was just fun. It was a nice, fun popcorn watch again. Something that the whole family can sit down and watch and not think that they're going to see something that's going to cause some unnecessary conversation. Again, very good lessons that are in it. So
Okay.
I wouldn't say, is it shot for shot like the cartoon? I would say no. There's certain things that they had to do in order to put this in like 8 episodes, but it's not a bad watch. And you're going to have some people who are more familiar with Avatar: The Last Airbender than One Piece. So I think that's why this is starting out the gate much faster than One Piece. I think with One Piece, word of mouth had to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
was
once it
post
did,
Cowboy Bebop and Death Note
that
and
was
like a bunch of
Yeah.
other.
They were
awful.
yeah, the audience was burned.
Yeah,
when they did.
for word of mouth got me. I was like, not. I was just tired of anime live action remakes, or live action remakes of animes. It was just like, stop. But that proved that they could do it. You can do it if you know what you're doing and have passion. So yeah, I'll check this out. And yeah, I think One Piece, I mean, that just blew up. And so I think that gave Avatar a lot of goodwill with the audience. I think that's
Mm,
probably why the views are
Mhm.
a little higher.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what happens if you make stuff people like and that's well written, that with great characters and character development,
mhm.
you'll have that goodwill.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
And
I
I think
agree. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think so far the reviews have been mixed. There's some people who are absolutely like, yes, they did it finally, and some people are like, oh, it's okay. And that's what I think. I think that's at least allowing people to say, hey, we'll invest a little time and check this out and see what's going on. Um, and I might. I mean, I'm if I have some extra time, I might just sit down and watch it. It's definitely. I didn't get into the cartoon, but I know a lot about the story, and I've
Mhm.
watched like so many breakdown videos on how everything to do with this. Especially all of the roasting ones for the movie that.
Oh, that movie was so bad.
So,
Oh, it was just
and
the worst. But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, my dear.
Oh, no, no, no. It's just, yeah, I was pretty much done anyway, but it is one of those things where it's like, okay, it looked like they got things a lot better this time. And even to the point, I think really casting looks incredible and costuming, all that stuff looks
Mhm.
very authentic to the show. They nailed that. One of the actors said that when they were auditioning, they thought that they were auditioning for Avatar, James Cameron's
Ah!
movie. That was funny.
That
Well, there's
is
like
that
3
is
more sequels. He might get on it.
Oh.
he might.
That's
I gotta
funny.
say, especially with the casting. The casting was great. Really did not see any bad performances. The kid who plays Prince Zuko, he really shines, and his character really does grow over the span of all the episodes. The actor that plays Zuko's uncle, he's really good. I've seen him in something, I can't remember just where, but Daniel Day Kim, I have seen several times. I love him to death. He is the Fire Lord Okai, I believe. He
Mhm.
channels Ming the Merciless, and I
Oh,
think
wow,
that's on
yeah.
purpose. Just go and Google the pictures. Even his Fire Nation swag, he does. Oh my gosh, he looks like he rolled straight out of
Oh,
Flash Gordon. I kid you not.
oh,
That's awesome.
yeah.
He looks so good. He looks he really does. But it's like if there was a choice between watching Shogun or watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'm going to say definitely watch Shogun first. But
Ooh.
if you want something to sit down with your family to watch, you're not going to watch Shogun, really.
Oh, okay.
There's some mature themes in Shogun. It's like, nah, you don't really want to do that. But you can sit down
That's
and
good.
watch Avatar.
Something for
The Last-
everybody.
Sorry.
Something for everybody. That's nice.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
something for everybody, and it's entertaining. It's not preaching to you. It's just absolutely entertaining. So folks, let's see. We're gonna thank you, Battle him. Paul Sun Hyung is his name, I think. Okay, because I really did like him. He and Daniel Day Kim play off of each other so well. Did I get the right one? That was the uncle, right? Or was it Zuko? Either way, both of them are really good actors in their parts. Live long and Shogun on. Well, let me get to these super chats. You guys have been so amazing being here, supporting the show. This is our 7th Spice Lounge. So lucky
Wow.
7. So thank you guys so much for supporting us. Kiss My Grits for $5. Thank you so much for that, my dear.
Yeah.
If Amazon and Mattel can finally bring He-Man back to the big screen, do y'all
Ooh.
agree the first casting call to play He-Man should be Alan Ritson? I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't mind.
mind.
Yeah.
No.
I really want him to play Conan, though. Conan the
Oh my
Barbarian, you
gosh.
know, that would be amazing. Imagine, I mean,
I heard somebody said he should play Batman.
I don't think he would make a good Bruce Wayne, though.
Yeah, that's kind of
You gotta
yeah.
be able to play Bruce Wayne too. He could do like a nice, a good, strong Batman, but
Yeah.
can he do Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. But then again,
Yeah.
I said the same thing about oh gosh, what's his name? Oh, I can't believe I'm blanking on J-Lo's current husband.
Ben Affleck. Oh yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you,
yeah,
thank you,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you, thank you. Ben Affleck. I didn't think he
I
could
didn't
do a
think
good
so
Bruce Wayne or
either.
Batman.
But yeah, it was there. I mean, he did a fantastic job at being Bruce Wayne.
He did. I will give Zack Snyder credit for that one because I did not think that would happen, and he pulled that off. Patrick James, thank you so much for that very generous $30 super chat.
Wow.
Thank you. That's going to go in my gaming PC fund. Love to all of you. I am looking forward to Avatar so much. I hope they knock it out of the park.
Oh.
Well, thank you so much. Love
That's so
right back
sweet.
at you. And I really think that you're going to enjoy Avatar. Like I tell people, people can give their opinion all they want. What matters most is that you check it out for yourself. So I can
Yeah.
definitely tell you I enjoyed watching it. I really did. I really did. You're in for a good time. And Daniel Day Kim is awesome. I'm just did I say that enough? Amanda, thank you so much for being a member for 19 months. And thanks for a great stream. Have a great evening. Well,
Oh,
thank
wow.
you so much, my dear. Love my channel members. Love you guys in general. So glad that you're hanging out here with us and supporting the show. So, any last thoughts before we close? I want to ask Elaine. Any last thoughts about Dune Part 2?
Go see it. It's a awesome time. You won't be disappointed. And go see it in IMAX if you can.
Yes.
Oh,
IMAX, RPX, whatever premium experience you got,
Yeah,
definitely do
yeah.
it.
You'll have a good time.
can't wait. I just can't wait.
Oh, well, Nerd Cookies, can you tell the folks where they can find you and what you have coming up?
Yeah, you can find me here on YouTube at Nerd Cookies. I cover other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore topics as well. I have a pretty large Dune lore playlist, so if you want to
Mhm.
get caught up on some topics, there's plenty there to dive into if you want to get a little refresher on some lore. But I cover other things as well, so you can check it out. You can also follow me on Twitter, X, whatever on the on the socials at
Twix.
Nerd Cookies, Twix. Let's see. Anything else going on? I will be, I think, planning a Dune stream at some point, but yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
I don't have anything like immediately coming up, but yeah, just stay tuned on YouTube and Twitter, and for any updates for more Dune talk. And yeah, I'll be seeing you again tomorrow. So yeah, really excited for another viewing.
All right. Well, I
Yeah.
have got the link to Nerd Cookies YouTube channel in the description box of the live stream, so you can go and check that out.
Mhm.
Retro Nerd Girl, what do you have going on and let the folks know about?
Oh my goodness. Well, just doing reviews over on my channel, lots of retro stuff, and that will be on YouTube. And if you want to reach out to me on Twitter, I am there too. Yeah, I'm just really excited, and really super super stoked that we were hanging out with Nerd Cookies today because her channel is just amazing. I'm just gonna say your Dune coverage got me through the hard times when no one was talking about Dune, and I was like, "Where's my Dune?" And there your channel was with all like beautiful breakdowns of all the characters and all the lore. It was really great. So thank you for all the work that you've done in the
Yes.
years,
You.
in the past few years. I really appreciate that.
Oh, that means a lot to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so glad she could join us. She could join
Well,
us
it's great nerding
today.
out with y'all and talking about stuff we like and that we're looking forward to. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Love it.
we need more of that.
We sure do. We definitely do. Oh, thank you, Matthew.
Oh,
Have a great event, Miss Lorena, Retro Nerd Girl, and Elaine. God bless and enjoy your evening, everyone. Well, thank you. You enjoy your evening too. As for your girl, let's see. Last night we had a video premiere of a watch party that myself, Retro Nerd Girl, and Mark with a C did for the film They Cloned
oh wow.
Tyrone. If you thought that there was a film that had blaxploitation, sci-fi, and horror mixed together, this is definitely the film for you. It is on Netflix. I highly suggest going to watch it. It will absolutely, absolutely blow your mind. We have the watch party on the channel, so you can check that out. As for what I have coming up, I'm going to be attending Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival on Saturday and on Sunday. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you can see when I go live on both of those. And of course, 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday night. Welcome to Florida. Not every, as much crazy Florida news that we can fit into 90 minutes. And we don't get to all of it, but we have a good time just nerding out, and of course various videos that I drop during the week. So you all have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much, Nerd Cookies, for popping on the panel. Thank you, Retro Nerd Girl, for being here, and thanks to
Anytime.
Views with Fuse because he had to bounce. You all take care, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Y'all stay spicy. Bye.